So I've been working on the Alterra 500, and as you can see, this is what's left of our belt. That's what I found inside the belt. Got the primary clutch off the machine. Secondary clutch is still there. Secondary clutch seems fine. Everything seems to be intact, and it seems to be operating like it should. It's obviously filthy inside there. Got a lot of cleaning to do. Still a piece of belt there on the bottom. But I think I found what caused the issue as far as the belt being chewed up. For a while now, we've actually heard some clanging around inside the machine here. We didn't know what it was, but it seemed to be operating okay, so we didn't think really much of it. And when I took the belt off, or took this cover off and found the destruction with the belt once the machine stopped working, I saw all these rollers in here, in this cover pieces, these plastic pieces here. And these rollers, they roll up and down. There's obviously 8 of them up and down this. It's kind of angled, and that's what slides the speed of your engine, and the weight of the rollers rolls up and down this plate, and that's what slides your clutches, your primary clutch forward, or horizontally across the shaft right here. That's all attached to your crankshaft. So the clanging that we heard where these rollers were all loose inside of here. Now they sit, each one kind of sits in here, and they roll up and down this these little channels, and there's 8 of them, right? And like I said, just the weight of them, they roll up and down and push the plate in and out with your speed. I imagine if you got heavier bearings or heavier rollers, these ones are actually pretty light, you could probably change the performance of the clutch, the actuation of the clutch. I'm not really sure if heavier weights would make it more aggressive or whatever. But the thing that I found that is 7 of the bearings of the rollers around, this little guy has got a pretty good flat spot. You kind of see it right there. It's got a couple little spots on it that are not round. And I believe this is the culprit of what happened is that got stuck, which causes plate to not slide, not move, because it just got jammed, or maybe made this not move, but something didn't move, which as the machine slows down or speeds up or whatever, the rest of it created a gap. So then the bearings, the rollers all just pretty much fell out, but they were all contained still inside of here. But that was a clanging and jangling and dinging around that we've been hearing. And so essentially the belt has pretty much been stuck in one gear on the primary, and then the secondary has been working as it should. But eventually it still just tore the crap out of the belt. I mean, we're not exactly easy on the four-wheeler. We plowed with it last winter, and we use it as a drag, and clean the yard up, and we use it. So they want like $400 for a whole new clutch, but I don't think we need a new clutch. I just think I need to order some of these rollers. I'll just get 8 new rollers and clean everything up very good. I think the real culprit is just dirt and belt dust in the whole case there. As you can see, I've already cleaned it quite a bit compared to what I found, but I've got a lot of work to do as far as cleaning. But that's I think the root problem with the Alterra 500. Again, this is our 2018, and that's what I've found. So I'll have to order a new belt, obviously, and order the parts. But I think it'll be a lot cheaper than ordering a whole new clutch. I don't think I need a whole new clutch, and I think that bringing it to a dealer or something would have been much more expensive. But I'm hoping for a few $100 we can get this thing right up back up to close to being new, other than some of the damage to it. But it needs bushings and all the suspension A-arms and stuff. The bushings are all pretty worn out, so I'll get a bushings kit or whatever for the suspension. We'll do that. We'll put a new belt, and we'll fix up the primary clutch, and hopefully be back in business in a few weeks here. But I just thought I'd share what I found with people in case they have an Alterra 500 and hear some clanging or jingling around. That noise is most likely a issue with your primary clutch. Like I said, it's just kind of a clangy, jingly sound. And now that you've seen those bearings or rollers, they're not really bearings. They're not really sure that they're not metal. They're almost like a plastic. Kind of see it's like a yellowy plastic, and the inside, I can't tell if it's like brass. I'm not sure, but they're pretty light, maybe about the weight of a quarter, maybe a little bit more. But yeah, so that's what I found. Like I said, I'll clean everything up real good, but everything else seems okay. So I think we'll be gonna be okay. Obviously, be real gentle and careful with all your parts and pieces. This bolt had blue Loctite on it. I was actually able to use an impact wrench and zip it right off. It took a 27 millimeter. It was not nearly as tough as I thought it was going to be. We'll obviously use Loctite, and I'm not sure what the torque spec is, but we'll figure that out and get it back together. And the other thing is putting the belt on. Just looking at it, for the secondary clutch, you take one of these bolts for the that you use for the cover. They're all the same, and you just put one in here, and they fit perfect. And you just put it in, and you tighten it, and that pulls this out. This plate on the outside, it pushes it apart. So when you put the new belt on, you'll be able to have a lot of slack. So you just put it over your primary first, put the belt up. Like once you turn this all the way in, pull this plate out. Put the belt over the top, and you'll have plenty of room. There's quite a bit of room down here. I didn't think there would be enough, but just looking at it, I don't think it's going to be an issue at all. I don't think we need to take this one off. So if I end up having to, I will, but I don't think you need to. I think we'll be able to put the clutches back on, put the belt on, spin it on. So if you're, have an Alterra and you just need to replace the belt, I don't think you need to remove the clutches. Like I said, I've never done it. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think you need to. I think you just put this bolt in here, pull this plate out. Like I said, just tighten it, and it works. It worked pretty good. And like I said, all these bolts for the covers are the same length. I checked every one of them. They're all the same. So pretty straightforward, really. But sorry for the long video, but just thought I'd share. Thanks for watching.